Welcome back, Stasa23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And today's knife I have for you is the CJRB Ria. This is the micarta version, and this variant came in at $55. I think I bought it at Blade HQ. And they also have it in several G10 models like they always do, which the G10 models were $33. This one is currently out of stock at Blade HQ, but you could still get the G10 models, and they had a CF G10 laminate, they had a gray G10 and a J G10 on their site, and the other difference between the two variants, besides the G10 or the micarta. The micarta ones had a new proprietary steel that CJRB has came up with, and the G10 have the 12C27. Now, besides the aesthetic, I bought this knife mainly to check out this new steel. It's pretty exciting. They came up with their own formulation for powdered metallurgy steel, which gives you finer grain structure so you can get a more keen edge. And the name of the steel is ARRPM9, so it's a mouthful, but the micarta ones are the only ones that came with that, like I said, and the G10s came with 12C. From what I'm hearing, it's kind of in between like 12C and 14C 28N. So it gives you, it's a stainless steel. So if you're tired of seeing D2 like I am, you have a stainless model. And I've heard feedback from some people that it's a pretty darn good budget class steel. I'm still, testing it out, having fun with it. I won't be doing cut tests like some of the channels. Like, you could probably check out Cedric Nate. I'm sure he'll probably get his hands on one of these and do a cut test with it. So you'll have more, idea of how the steel is going to handle. Let's take a quick look at this. You have kind of an odd looking blade shape. You have like a hump up here, and your belly is more forward, right, like that. It's a very slender knife. It's going to disappear in the pocket. You have a deep carry pocket clip that is right hand tip up only. And it's also geared toward right handers too, because you only have the thumb stud on that one side. You have the satin finish that they do on all their blades. The thumb stud works pretty darn good. The action on this knife is very, very snappy. That thumb stud, they cut out a little notch so they could put a thumb stud on this knife, and it sits up proud of the scales, and it gives you just enough grip. And I mean, that sucker pops out no matter how you do it. Pops out. And I have slipped on it a few times just because it takes a little while to get used to how you can put your finger on that, but it does have a good action on bearings. It's nice and smooth, nice and drop shut. Came super sharp. Let's see if it's still sharp. I've been using it for a good bit of stuff, especially we've been cleaning out our garage and had to break down a bunch of boxes and cut up some rope, plastic, you name it, it got cut with it. They didn't make the blade stock overly thick. Let's see what they went with here. 0.096, so kind of like on a Benchmade bug out. Love seeing that. Let's see how thin it is behind the edge. It does slice pretty well, at least the stuff that I was cutting. 16 thousandths, so that's a-okay for me. That coupled with the thin blade stock, it slices really well. You do have a sharpening choil that comes up right here. It looks like it's clearing the plunge line. You can see that defined plunge line coming down. Shouldn't have any smiles on the back of this. You have the CJRB logo, which looks large, but it is a small blade, so it's probably the same size they use on every other one. This side you have a serial number, and the steel designation that AR RPM9 and China. They use a smaller pocket clip, like the same style pocket clip, but it's a little bit smaller than the ones on their bigger models. That's nice to see, because I hate whenever they just try to put the same thing over here. They have skeletonized these liners. Let's see, you can see it right there. The liners are skeletonized. So this thing's super lightweight. Let's get a weight on this. 2.04 ounces. Very, very nice. I mean, like I said, I've forgotten this thing was in my pocket many a times. Let's get an overall length on this. So little under, it's about 6 3/4 inches, and you have a grip area of about 3 3/4, a little bit shy of 3 3/4, and your blade length is right under 3 inches. So very nice. It should be legal in plenty of areas. Full flat grind. They have chamfered the lock bar, so it's decently comfortable to disengage. The lockup on mine is about, I'd say, 40%. I can flex the blade side to side a little bit because it's a thinner blade and it's kind of flexing the scales. There's no, like, play in the actual tolerances there. And good up and down, something we'll talk about in a second. The scales have been shadow boxed to the liners. As you can see those liners a little bit around the sides. They are like pretty much a polished finish on there. You got some nice reflection, but they're just a little dirty right now. No lanyard hole. I don't think it needs it, especially with such a small knife. If you really had to have a lanyard, you could tie it in that hole. They have recessed the pocket clip screws, so they have been listening up. I'm an idiot. It does have a lanyard a lanyard pin right there. So sorry about that. Didn't even notice that. Not something I really look for. You have Torx T8 here. And it looks like a Torx T8. Let me see. Let me grab a Torx driver. Sorry about that. Not prepared, Nick. Let's see. Yep, Torx T8. So they're definitely listening to us. Torx T8 all around. Very, very nice. Love to see that. Overall, I like the knife a lot. In the pocket, look how slender that is. Let's get a measurement on that. 0.84, very, very nice. And then thickness in the pocket, it's not that thick. Way under average, 0.41. So the footprint on this knife is almost invisible. Let's get some size comparisons, and then I'll get with my nitpicks and complaints. Ontario Rat Model 2. So really close, pretty much the same size as a Rat Model 2. A little bit more slender though, especially in the handle. This is the Kaiser Mini Doman. Another one that it's very close in size. Looks like the Rat 2 is a little bit longer. The Doman's more perfect in size and lengthwise. But I will say the Doman's much more comfortable in hand than both of these. Something I meant to show you. The scales are 3D contoured. Very nice. Let's see, do I have anything else? No, that's it. Okay, some of my nitpicks. First off, the access to the thumb stud is pretty darn good, but the access being that they had to put this little cutout, and they say that you just put your finger in there and push down, which is it's easy enough. I can get my finger in there, but it's just not comfortable. And if you got longer fingernails, I need to clip mine, but your finger's not feeling that great pushing on that lock bar. It's just not that comfortable, in my opinion. But my hands are a little bit worse than the average hand. And there's one other huge flaw in my opinion, at least on mine. I hope I haven't heard anybody else say this, so I hope I just got one that is not tuned perfectly. Probably something I can fix, and I will try to fix it. But like I said, I was using this knife over the weekend when we were cleaning out our garage. My dad was holding something that he needed me to cut, so I grabbed my knife out of the pocket, and I was just trying to, I just opened it like that. I didn't slam it open, and let's see if it does it. Nope, I'm not gonna do it now. Let's see. Yep, there it goes. Boop. So if you don't open this knife, with some thwack, it's not locking up. And as you can see right there, it's just not even making contact. And being that you got those, liners that are a little slick, put some pressure there and it's gonna go down. But, if you open it like I normally would open it, as you can see, it's fully locked up and I can push on that. I spine whacked it, nothing, no problem. So that's up to you to decide whether that's an issue. I would normally never open my knife that slow. I just I wasn't looking at my hand, so I was just trying to be very deliberate about opening the knife, and I was just gonna cut it. And what I did is I did that, and then, let's see. Okay, see that one, it even closed. But let me open it nice and hard. I did that, and I put my thumb up here, and whenever I went to press down on the material, the blade closed, and it got me, let's see, it's healed up nice now. It got me right here, and I didn't even realize I got cut because it was nice and sharp until my dad said, "You're bleeding," and, So I tried to figure out why, because I opened the knife back up. I gave some spine wax, nothing. And then I noticed whenever I slow rolled it, like that, I could put pressure like that and close it. So, like I said, that's up to you to decide whether, you think that's an issue. Because, let's see, this is just about the same price. And no matter what, that thing's locking up. Let's try another one. Did that one as slow as I can, and it's locking up. So, it's definitely not something that should happen, and I'm sure they would take care of me for it. Like I said, I'll probably try to fix it myself. I enjoy doing that, and I don't think they have any more of these micarta ones there. But just definitely not something I was expecting. Hadn't gotten cut by a knife like that in a while, so it was a little bummer. So there you go. Overall, besides that, I absolutely love the knife. I love the direction they're going. I love seeing that thinner blade stock, that thinner grind, that the fact that they came up with a new powder metallurgy budget steel. There's a lot to like on here. I absolutely love the micarta, and that's another thing that I heard. They're using American micarta. I have the feldspar as well, and you can definitely tell there's a major difference between if you look at this knife and my Civivi Hooligan and look at the two micartas, and they definitely don't even look like the same material. And I've roughed mine up, my Hooligan, and it's not this same. You don't get that fabric effect like you do on the good micarta from America. So there you go. There's my quick or semi-quick video on the CJRB Ria. If you own the Ria, let me know. Open yours slowly and see if it's locking up. Like I said, hopefully I just got a lemon. Probably so, because that tends to happen to me more times than not. Once I get this remedied, it'll be an excellent knife. Like I said, I still threw it back in the pocket and still carried it for the rest of the weekend in the garage doing my work. So it didn't bug me that bad because I just made sure I opened it, like I would normally open it. All right, guys and girls, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up so I know you're enjoying my content. If you hated it, give it a big thumbs down and maybe tell me why in the comment section. All right, guys and girls, hope everybody's having an absolute wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.